Hello, one and all present here. This is Amit Singh, and welcome to my class on mensuration, which I have dedicatedly prepared for those students who are preparing for civil service exam. And in this session, I'll cover important problems on concepts like area and parameter. And the next concept which we'll cover will be volume and surface area of solid figures. So I believe you have gone through my session where I've done a lot of problems related to the area and volumes chapter. So I have discussed a lot of problems based on these concepts, as you can see. So first I started with easy problems where the questions can be solved but just by using formula. So then once I done with that, then we went to moderate level problem and we discussed little bit a higher level of questions where you need to solve the problem, and in order to solve the problem you need to see something beyond formulas. It's not like you just see the formula you get the answer. And then we went further and we discussed specifically somewhat better problems on area and volume chapters. So this is more or less when we talk about this the chapter on mensuration, specifically talking about these chapter. This is specifically based on formulas. So we study mensuration as a science of measurement of length of lines, area and surfaces, and volume of solid. In mensuration, basically when we study, we talk about two-dimensional geometrical representation and three-dimensional geometrical representation. Two-dimensional geometrical representation have two dimensions like length and breadth, and there we study geometrical figures like square or rectangle or parallelogram or quadrilateral or triangles or circles or trapezium, etc. Similarly, when we talk about three-dimensional representation, we'll study their cylinder, cones, fructum, prism, pyramid. Fine. Like that, we have basically whenever we study this subject called mensuration, we specifically try to discuss the concepts on area and volumes. So whenever we have a two-dimensional geometrical representation, there we study the space occupied by them in two dimension, and there we study area. And whenever we have three-dimensional geometrical representation, we try to calculate the space occupied by them either in the term of area or either in the term of volume. So these parameters again become very important. And again, you should know these conversions, like 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meters square, while 1 hour is equal to 100 meters square, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meter. When we talk about weight equal to volume into density. Then along with this, you should know, like when I talk about conversions, like 1 meter cube, that is equal to 1,000 liter, while 1 liter is equal to 1,000 centimeter cube. So these conversions again very important while solving the problem. Now one by one, I'll try to talk about two-dimensional representation. Then I'll talk about three-dimensional representation. Like when you talk about rectangle, rectangle is a parallelogram where the diagonals are equal, they bisect each other. Fine. And when you talk about rectangle, the opposite sides and opposite angles are equal, and the sides in rectangle are perpendicular to each other. And when you talk about area of rectangle, that is length into breadth, while the perimeter would be 2 into L plus B. When you talk about square, a square is a rectangle where all sides are equal, the diagonals are equal, the diagonal bisect each other at right angle. And then when you talk about square, again, so you can apply Pythagoras theorem because the sides are perpendicular to each other. The area of the square is either side is square or it is nothing but it is the square of diagonal divided by 2. So square follows the property of both rectangle and rhombus. So when you talk about rhombus all sides are equal, but sides are not perpendicular to each other. In the case of rhombus, the diagonals are not equal, but the diagonal bisect each other at right angle. When you join the midpoints of a rhombus, and if you get a parallelogram, that is a rectangle, and if you have a rectangle and if you join the midpoints of the rectangle, the parallelogram, what you get is a rhombus. You can remember that. Now, talking about triangle, triangle is formed by using three non-collinear points, or at least one point should be non-collinear. Though when you talk about triangle, you can talk about triangle on the basis of their equality of side or basis of equality of angles. If you talk in the term of sides, the triangle can be scaling triangle where all sides are unequal to each other. So you can calculate it for area by using Heroin formula. You can calculate it area by using a Heroin formula where this S is called semi-perimeter, that is A plus B plus C by 2. Or you can find the area by this formula called half into base into height, or you can find the area by this formula called half AB sine theta. Already I have developed a video on triangles where specifically I talked about all the properties on triangle, the concept of areas, the concept of finding the relation between a scalene, isosceles, or equilateral triangle. Then I talked about their geometrical points like centroid, in center, or circumcenter, or orthocenter. All that already I have talked in that session. I really request you all, please go through and watch my video on triangle, concept of triangle. So the concepts of triangle, all that part will be clear to you, and this would be this would be revision for you. When you talk about isosceles triangle, you can work on the area of isosceles triangle. Like when you see isosceles triangle, the altitude of the isosceles triangle bisect the base. So this become b by 2. This become b by 2. Now you can use Pythagoras theorem. With the Pythagoras theorem, you can find the value of h. H is nothing but a square minus b square by 4. So with that, you can say the h value is root of 1 by 2 4a square minus b square. And then with that, you can find the formula for the area of the triangle. This is nothing but it is half into base into height. So once you get the height, you put half into base into height. So half into base, this is base, and then your height, this is your height. So if you put all of them together in this formula, ultimately you'll get this formula. So this is about isosceles triangle. So in the case of isosceles triangle, two sides are equal. Because the two sides are equal, so definitely the angles will also be equal. Equilateral triangle, all sides are equal. The all sides subtend an angle 60 degree. And when you talk about altitude, this is the relation between the altitude and the side of the equilateral triangle. The perimeter sum of all sides, you can understand. This is the area of equilateral triangle that you can calculate by the formula called half AB sine theta. And when you talk about both A and B are equal in the case of equilateral triangle, and theta here is 60 degree, and sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2. So ultimately you'll get this formula, this formula of area of triangle, which you can remember. Talking about quadrilateral, when you talk about quadrilateral, by the word itself you can understand. When I talk about quadrilateral or quad means four. So quadrilateral is basically a geometrical representation which is made by four sides. So as such, there's no formula to determine the area of a quadrilateral. As such, there's no formula. But what you can do, you can understand by you can calculate the area of the quadrilateral by dividing the quadrilateral under two part by drawing a diagonal. If you draw a diagonal, ultimately you can create a quadrilateral having two triangles, and then you can apply half into base into height formula where the area of quadrilateral is the sum of area of the two triangle. Fine. So with that, you can easily find the area of the quadrilateral. Perimeter would be nothing but the sum of all sides. So when you talk about parallelogram, so the for the parallelogram, when you talk about parallelogram, so when you talk about parallelogram, so spelling can be wrong. So the area is base into height, and the perimeter is 2 into a plus b. There's another formula is there in parallelogram. Like suppose this is diagonal d. So then the area of this parallelogram would be 2 times of s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus d. This is another formula for parallelogram where s is equal to a plus b plus c, a plus b plus d by 2, where d is the diagonal. So you can understand this. So now you can see this question, question number 1. You can see The two adjacent sides of parallelogram are 15 and 20 centimeter. And if the diagonal connecting the end is 25 centimeter, find the area of the parallelogram. So you need to find the area of the parallelogram. You need to find the area of the parallelogram. So like this. So this is 15, this is 20, and this is 25, I guess. 15, 20, and 25. Okay, diagonal is 25. You want the area of this parallelogram. So you need to apply the formula. Area of the parallelogram is 2 into square root of s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus d, where s is the semi-perimeter, you can say. So what is s? S is 15 plus 20 plus 25 divided by 2. You can understand this somewhat application of Heron formula. So this is s is 30. So 60 divided by 2. So now I can find the area by the formula called 2 and under square root 30 into 30 minus 15, 15. 30 minus 20 is 10, and 30 minus 25 is 5. So you can find the area. So the area of this would be 2 and square root under square root. 60 I can write as 2 into 3. 30 I can write as 2 into 3 into 5. 15 I can write as 3 into 5. 10 I can write as 2 into 5. And 5 is 5. So now you can understand this. This is 2 1 time, 2 time. So this is 2 square. When I talk about 3, 3 is 1, 2, 3 is 3 square, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 5 to the power 4. So with this, you can find the area. So if you just, everything is a perfect square. So 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 square. So this is 12 into 25. So 12 into 25, any number you want to multiply by 25, write it by 100 by 4. So you'll get the answer as 300. Whatever is the unit, centimeter or meter, whatever. So scales. So this is meters. Everything is in meters. So this is meters. So you can remember this, the parallelogram. Now, when I talk about rhombus, when I'm talking about rhombus, then the area of rhombus is half into d1 into d2, while the perimeter is 4a. Now, you need to understand in the case of rhombus, when I talk about rhombus, their diagonals are not equal. Suppose the diagonals of the rhombus are d1 and d2. The diagonals are not equal and they bisect at the right angle. So this is suppose d1 by 2 and this is suppose d2 by 2, and this would be the side of the rhombus. All the sides are equal. When you talk about rhombus, all their sides are equal. So if you apply Pythagoras theorem, you can say a square is equal to d1 by 2 whole square plus d2 by 2 whole square. So I can say a square is equal to d1 square by 4 plus d2 square by 4. So with this I can say 4a square is equal to d1 square plus d2 square. This is very important property of rhombus. So you can remember where a is the side of the rhombus and d1, d2 are the two diagonals of the rhombus. So with this I can say the side of the rhombus. If I say the side of rhombus is 1 by 2 of square root of 1 by 2 of square root of d1 square plus d2 square. So the side of rhombus is 1 by 2 of 1 by 2. So that is 1 by 2 of square root of d1 square plus d2 square. So when you talk about perimeter of rhombus, if I talk about perimeter of rhombus, perimeter of rhombus, that is equal to 4a. So that will be equal to this. That will be equal to 2 times of square root of d1 square plus d2 square. So imagine if I give you the two diagonals of the rhombus and I ask to tell me the perimeter of the rhombus, so you can apply this formula. Imagine d1 is equal to 8. Imagine d1. Imagine d1 is equal to 16. Imagine d1 is equal to 16 and d2 and and D2 is equal to 12. Imagine D2 is equal to 12. And if I ask you what is the perimeter of rhombus, so what is the perimeter of rhombus? So what is the perimeter of rhombus? So you can do it like this. So perimeter of the rhombus, if you want, you can do it like this. This is 2 times of d1 square. This is 2 times of d1 square means 12 square plus 16 square. So if you understand this 12 square and 12 square plus 16 square, if you understand this property of 12 and 16 square, that will be equal to 20 square. You can easily understand, because if you work on Pythagoras triplet, you understand they are in the ratio 3 is to 4 is to 5. You know that Pythagoras triplets are in ratio 3 is to 4 is to 5. So you know that. So 12, if I see 12 is to 16, then what would be the other term? That other term would be 20. You can easily understand this. So this is multiply with 4. Here what I'm doing, I'm multiplying it by 4. Fine. So you can understand this. So perimeter, here if I talk about perimeter, so the perimeter of the rhombus, this is nothing but this is 12. This is 144 plus 256. This is 2 times of 400. So the perimeter of the rhombus, that would be equal to 2 into 20. That would be 40 centimeter. This is the one way of doing the problem. This is the one way of doing the problem. This is one way of doing the problem. The other way of doing the problem would be, if I ask you the perimeter, you can draw a rhombus, and you know that the diagonal bisect each other. So if this is 16, this would be 8. If this is 12, this would be 6. So this would be 10. So if the side is 10, then the perimeter is of all the sides are equal. So that would be 40. Very simple, you can do. No need of spending so much time. But even then, you can remember this formula. This is the formula of perimeter of rhombus. Fine. Now, if you see this question number, if you see this question number 3, the perimeter of rhombus is 40, and if the perimeter of rhombus is 40, means the side of the rhombus would be 10. Okay, so the side of rhombus is 10, and the length of smaller diagonal is 12. So the length of smaller diagonal is 12. So you know that 10 square. Okay, if the perimeter is 40, then the side would be 10. So 10 square will be equal to half of the diagonal square of both. So smaller diagonal is 60, is 12. So the half of that would be 6 square plus basic Pythagoras theorem. You know that the other side would be definitely, the half of other diagonal would be definitely 8. So what is the length of the longer diagonal? 8 to the 16. You can easily understand this. So you don't have to spend time solving and all, and you can do it very easily. Question number 2, if you see the cost of cultivating a square field at the rate of 250 rupees per hectare is rupees 1000. So for 1 hectare, I am paying 250 rupees, and the total I paid 1000 rupees. Means what is the total area? So the total area would be definitely 4 hectare. You can understand now, for 1 hectare, if I am paying 250 rupees and the total money I paid is 1000 rupees, means 250 into something is equal to 1000. So what is that something? That is 4. Per hectare I am paying 250 rupees. So with that you can understand the area is 4 hectare. So you know that already I told you in conversion that when you talk about area and all, so 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meter square. So 4 hectare would be equal to 4 into 10,000 meter square. So your area is this much. Your area is this much. So your side will be equal to how much? The square root. So this is nothing but 40,000. So your side would be equal to 200 meter. So the when you talk about square, the side of the square is 200 meter. Now what is there? The cost of cultivating a square field at the rate of 250 rupees per hectare, rupees 1000. Find the cost of putting a fence around it. So if you're fencing it, means you will do around the surrounding. Okay, means you will cover it perimeter. What is the perimeter of square? The perimeter of the square is 4a. So what is the perimeter of this? So what would be the perimeter of this? So the perimeter of this would be 4 into 200 means 800 meter. So the perimeter of this would be 800 meter. So what they are asking you, they are asking the cost of putting it fence around it at 12 rupees per meter. So the total perimeter is 800 meter and fencing cost per meter is 12 rupees. Fencing cost per meter, you are paying per meter 12 rupees. So what is the total costing of fencing? What is the total cost of fencing? That would be 12 into 800 means 9600 rupees. Fine. Now going further, if you see this question number 4, a rectangular plot of lawn shown in the figure has the dimension x and y and is surrounded by the gravel pathway of width 2 meters. So this gravel pathway of width 2 meters, this is 2, this is 2, this side 2, this side 2. So this will become x plus 4, both side 2 and 2, and this will become y plus 4, both side 2 and 2 to both side. Now if I want this area, if I want this area, if I want this area, this what is called the area of path. If I talk about path, if I ask you this area, so what is your area of path? So your area of your path, that is nothing but basic understanding. You just find the total area, outside area x plus 4 into y plus 4 minus the inside area. So that will give you the area of path. You just need to solve it. Okay, so you need to solve it. 1 minute. I think there's an error in question. So if I solve this, so this is xy plus 4x plus 4y plus 16 minus xy. So this would be your answer. So the what is the total area of path? That would be 4x plus 4y plus 16. Fine. So I hope you understood this. So you don't have to do anything else for solving these kind of questions. It's just a straightforward question. You put the value, you got the answer. You don't have to think much on this. Fine. So now this question, this is the answer. So the total area of path is 4x plus 4y plus 16. Okay. Now going further, if you see the question number 5, find the perimeter of the square whose area is equal to the area of the circle with a circumference 2 pi x. So the circumference of circle is 2 pi x. Everyone knows the circumference of circle is 2 pi r, that is the radius. So here if the circumference is 2 pi x means the radius is x. You can understand this. Then the next thing is there, you have to find the perimeter of the square. Okay, so the radius of the circle is x, where the area of the square is equal to the area of circle. So area of square, suppose the side of square is a, so the area of the square would be a square, and that is equal to the area of circle. So the radius is x, means a square is equal to pi x square. So I can say a is equal to root of pi x square. So what is the perimeter? Perimeter is 4a. Leave it, I'll do other case. Very simple problem. These kind of problem comes in UPSC. You can understand questions are very easy. So you know that the radius is x. You know that the radius is x. They're given in the problem that the area of the square is equal to the area of the radius, area of the circle. So suppose the side of square is a, so the area of square would be a square. So a square is equal to pi x square because the radius given x. I can say the side of the square is root of pi x square. So I can say side is equal to x root pi. So now so the perimeter is 4a. So this is 4x root of pi. This is your perimeter. Fine. Understand this. Now, if you see question number 6, in a Cartesian plane, 4 points PQRS, these are the coordinates are given for PQRS. We have to find the area of this quadrilateral. So, I hope you have understood. As such, there is no formula to find the area of quadrilateral and all. So normally, whenever the question comes on quadrilateral, we try to break that quadrilateral either into rectangle and triangle or either as two triangles somehow to calculate it area. So like the same application if I try to do here, imagine if I make it here, imagine if I make it as a rectangle and square. So you can understand this is 4,4, this is 4,2. Here there's no change on x coordinate, only the y coordinate is changing. So the unit of this would be 2 unit. You can understand this. This is 2 unit. So if this is 1,4, so this would be definitely 1, this would be 1,2. Okay, definitely this would be 1,2. Okay, this would be 2 unit only. Now you can see this. This is 1,4. This is 4,4. Means this is 3 unit. You can easily understand this. Basic knowledge if you have, that is more than enough. So you understood now it become a rectangle and a triangle, or possibly when you talk about triangle also. So this is 1 unit. You can understand this is 1,2, this is 1,1. This is 1 unit. So now it become what has become? It has become a rectangle having the dimension 3 into 2. So what is the area of XQRS? That is 3 2s are 6 plus. Now if you see this is a triangle. Now this become a triangle. Now what is the area of the triangle? Area of the triangle is half into base into height. So base is 1 and the height is 3. So what is that area? The area of this triangle is 1.5. So you just need to add 1.5 with the 6. You will get the area of this quadrilateral as 7.5. So these all easy question comes in exam. So you don't have to spend much time thinking about how you can solve these questions. Now, if you see this question number 7, the circumference of a circular ground is 88 meter. You know the formula of circumference, that is 2 pi r. So 2 pi r is 88. So you know that 2 into 22 by 7 into r is equal to 88. So with this you can say r is 14. Okay, because 22 2 is 44 and 88 divided by 44 is 2. So the radius of the circle is 14. 7 2s are 14. And then what they mentioned. So there's a circle which is having a radius called 14. So there's a circle which is having a radius called 14. So there's a circle which is having a radius called 14. So what they mentioned in the problem, they mentioned the problem that a strip of land 3 meter wide inside and along the circumference is to be leveled. So around 3 meter wide, around like inside, not outside. Inside, you're trying to level. You're trying to level a 3 meter wide. You're doing this. So ultimately, you created this representation. Ultimately, you created this representation. Now this is 3 meter wide. Now this is 3 meter wide. So means this would be 11. Correct, right? This would be 11. Now what is asking? They're asking you what is the budgeted expenditure if the leveling cost is 7 rupees per meter square. So you need to find the area of this level, area of this whatever the leveling or whatever. You need to find this area of this leveling. Then only you can find the cost. They are given you per meter square cost. So that would be nothing but that would be pi r square minus pi small r square. So pi r square minus small r square. So pi is 22 by 7. This is 14 square minus 11 square. So you can apply the formula of a minus b into a plus b. 14 minus 11 into 14 plus 11. And solve 22 by 7 into 3 into 25. 22 by 7 into 3 into 25. This is the area what you get. Now they are given you the per meter square cost is 7 rupees. So the per meter cost is 7 rupees. So the cost per meter square is 7 rupees. So your total cost is 22 by 7 into 3 into 25 into 7. So 7 get cancelled. So this is 22 into 3 is 66 into 25. Any number you want to multiply with 25 into 10 divided by 100. So if you do, you will get 1 za 26. 26 means 6 za means 20, then 1650. Now you can see the next question. Question number 8. The front wheel of the wagon is 2 pi feet in circumference and the back wheel is 3 pi feet in circumference. And when the front wheel has made 10 more revolution than the back wheel, how many feet has the wagon traveled? So this is the problem what you need to solve. Now you need to understand that whenever you talk about circular representation, so you can see the front wheel and the back wheel. So the circumference of this is 2 pi and this is 3 pi. So the circumference they are given in the term of pi. So to make one revolution, so they need to cover the distance, that is the circumference. So imagine if the back wheel cover n revolution. So in the problem that the front wheel rotate 10 more revolution than the back wheel. So then the number of revolution by the front wheel is n plus 10, and you know that when you're going with them, you know that you will cover the same distance. You know that you will cover the same distance. Think like a cycle. So you know that cycle, the front wheel is smaller while the back wheel is bigger. But when you're moving, so irrespective they're smaller or bigger, you cover the same distance, no? Ultimately, the total distance covered by the back wheel and the front wheel will be same only. So it's very simple. So 3 pi into n, you need to solve it. So 2 pi n plus 20 pi is equal to 3 pi n. So I can say pi I can cancel. So I can say pi if I cancel. So I can say n is equal to 20. If n is equal to 20, if I want to calculate the distance, so the distance either you calculate 2 pi into n plus 10 or you calculate as 3 pi into n. In both cases, your distance would be 60 pi. Now see the next question, equilateral triangle. Read about this question number 9. So you know the property of equilateral triangle. So when I talk about a equilateral triangle, when I'm talking about a equilateral triangle, in the case of equilateral triangle, all sides are equal, all angles are 60 degree, all sides are equal, all angles are 60 degree. So the median, when you talk about orthocenter, centroid, perpendicular, bisector, in center, all lies at the same point. Now, when you talk about equilateral triangle, the height of this equilateral triangle is nothing but that is how much? That is root 3a by 2. I can prove that. So height, imagine if I want to calculate, that is nothing but this will bisect. This is nothing but this is 3a square by 3a square by 4. So the height would be root 3a by 2. If we don't know, if you forget also, then not a big thing. We can calculate. When you talk about in radius, that is a by 2 root 3. When you talk about circumradius, that is a by root 3. So all this I have discussed in triangle chapter. What is in radius? What is circumradius? How to calculate that? How to work on them? You can go through my session on triangle. You'll understand this. Now, so let's come back to the question. In this question, there's an equilateral triangle is given to you, and the perpendicular distance of the sides. So from that point, there's a point in the equilateral triangle. From there, perpendicular distance from the sides are given to you. So you need to understand this. So remember one thing in triangle. In triangle, if you see a triangle and if you talk about perpendicular distance, if the perpendicular distance is same, then definitely that point is the in center. You can understand this. So while if you watch my video on triangle, you can easily understand that part. Now, but here they are not equal. So here they are not equal. So some point is there, doesn't matter. From there, perpendicular distance, you can calculate, you can draw the perpendicular distance. Okay. So suppose that that point is, what is that point? P or something is given. Okay. That they're not given the name of that point. It doesn't matter to me. So suppose the point is P. So this is root 3 and other one is 2 root 3. This is 2 root 3 and this is 5 root 3. Fine. Now the dimension of this triangle, suppose ABC. Now the dimension of this triangle is ABC. What I can do, I can draw a triangles. Now what I can do, I can draw this into 3 triangles. So triangle ABC, I can break into 3 parts. It can be the sum of triangle ABP plus the triangle BPC plus the triangle APC. Okay. Now you know that the sides are equal. So all sides are equal. The sides are equal. So what I can do, what is the area of the triangle ABC? That would be root 3 by 4a square. That is the area of equilateral triangle. What is the area of triangle ABP? Half into base into height. So half into base into height. Height is root 3 plus what is the area of triangle BPC? That is half into base into height, 5 root 3 plus area of the triangle. This is half into A into 2 root 3. So I can write this as root 3 by 4 A square. So I can take common. I can take root 3 A by 2. I can take common. So this is 1. This is A by 2. This is 5. This is 2. So if I take them common, so ultimately if you cancel them, so you left with A by 2. A by 2 is equal to 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 1, 8. So I can say A is equal to 16. You got the side of the triangle as 16. So what they're asking you, they're asking you the perimeter. So the perimeter is nothing but, if all sides are equal, then the perimeter of the triangle would be 16 plus 16 into 16, that is 48 centimeter. I don't know what is the unit. You can see meter, centimeter, whatever is the unit based on that. Okay. Now question number 10. You can see there's an acute angle triangle, and the length of sides are expressed in integer, and they form a AP. AP means arithmetic progression. When we talk about AP means the number increases or decreases with constant difference. Then such set of numbers are said to follow arithmetic progression, and the perimeter is 15. And the perimeter is 15 means suppose the 3 sides of the triangle is ABC, then A plus B plus C is 15, and you know the property, you should know the property 1, that of a triangle, that the sum of two sides of the triangle, sum of two sides of the triangle, sum of two sides of the triangle is always more than the third side. The sum of two sides of the triangle is always more than the third side. So the sum of two sides of the triangle is always more than the third side. And the next property you should know that for acute angle triangle, for the next property you can know that for acute angle triangle, uh, so the product a square plus b square, that should be equal to c square. So this is the property of acute angle triangle. So when I was doing this chapter called concept of triangle, so based on these concepts and all, I have done a lot of problems. You can go through that. For obtuse angle triangle, c square should be greater than a square plus b square. For right angle triangle, c square should be equal to a square plus b square. All that you should know. Now here, so the three sides of the triangle, the sum is 15. So now you can think about what all can be the three sides of the triangle. So you can think of the cases. Suppose 1 comma 1. So then this should be 30. This can be one case, but this cannot be the triangle because the sum of two sides should be more than the third side. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 is not more than 30. Now you can think about 1 comma 2 comma 12. Again, this cannot be triangle. Again, if you think about 1 comma 3 comma 11, again this cannot be triangle because the sum of two sides of the triangle should be more than the third side. So 1 plus 1 comma 4 into 10, again this is not the triangle. So now if you understand, I hope you are trying to understand what I mean. So here the sum is 6. 6 is not greater than 9. Now if you see this, now 1 comma 6 comma 8, this is 7, again not triangle. So these are all not a triangle. These all are not a triangle. So 1 comma 7 comma 7, again. So here you can see 1 comma 7. 1 comma 7 is 8. 8 is greater than 7. Then 7 comma 7 is 14. 14 is greater than 1. Then 1 comma 7 is 8. Again 8 is greater than 7. So this is the triangle. So this is the triangle. This can be the triangle. So 1 plus 7 is more than 7. 7 plus 7 is more than 1. And 1 plus 7 is more than is 7. So this can be the triangle. So the thing what you need to understand, why these are not the triangle, why this become triangle, because if you use your concept properly here, you can understand this. They are triangle. They become triangle only when, in this case, if a plus b is more than 7. Okay, so now what you do, now I'll not think about the cases. Then the next case, what I'll think, if I think in the term of 2, then if I think in the term of 2, so then in the case of 2, I'll try to make the sum of two sides should be greater than 7. I'll take 2 comma 6. I'll not take 2 comma 5. Okay, because if I take 2 comma 5, this become 2 5 8. Then this is not the triangle because 2 plus 5 is 7 and 7 is less than 8. So I need to think about the case. So here I take 2 comma 6, that is 8 comma 7. Now, so 2 comma 6, 2 plus 6 is 8 greater than 7. 7 plus 6 is 13 greater than 7. And 2 plus 7 is 9, and that is greater than 6. So this is a triangle. You have got it. So the next case I'll think is 3 comma 5, 8 8 then 7. So this is the triangle. Okay, so this is the triangle. I think this is the triangle. So this is the triangle. Now because the sum should be greater than a 7, then I'm going further. I think other cases. So 3 comma 6 comma 6, this is a triangle. So this is the triangle because 9 is greater than 6, 12 is greater than 3, and again 12 is greater than 3, then 9 is greater than 6. So this is the triangle. Now the other case you can think is 4 comma 4 comma 8 8 then 7. So this 8 plus 7 15. So this is the triangle. Okay, 8 11 and then 11. So this is the triangle. Okay, then you think about the other case. So you think of the other case, that is 4 comma 5 comma 6. So 9 is greater than 6, then 11 is greater than 4, 10 is greater than 5. This is the triangle. Okay, so So now with 5, if you think about with 5, if I think about 5 comma 3, already I have taken 5 comma 3 already is here. So this will not work. Then 5 comma 4 already is there. Okay, then 5 comma 5, 5 comma 5 will not be triangle. So then 5 comma 6 already I have taken. Now with 6, if I think about 6, so 6 comma 2 already I have taken. 6 comma 3 already I have taken. 6 comma 4, 6 comma 4 already I have taken. 6 comma 5 already I have taken. 6 comma 6 it not be triangle. So 6 comma 6, okay, already I have taken that also. So these are the possible case of a triangle. So here the ultimately the possibility of the triangle is 1 comma 1 comma 7 comma 7. Then the other case of triangle is 2 comma 6 comma 7. Then then uh, then this is 3 comma 5 comma 7. Then 3 comma 6 comma 6, and then 4 comma 4 comma 7, and then it can be 4 comma 5 comma 6. So these all can be the triangle. These all can be the triangle. Now here in this problem, here in this exam, they are given the sides are in AP. So this is not in AP. This is not in AP. These are all not in AP. So 357. Yeah, this is in AP. Na? 357 is in AP. So 2. Okay, this is not in AP. This is in AP. 357. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. Then this is not in AP. This is not in AP. This is in AP. Okay, so now you need to see for the property for acute angle triangle, the sum of two sides should be greater than the third side. You know that. So if I check for 3 5 comma 7, so 3 square plus 5 square should be greater than 7 square. So this is not working because 5 square is 25, and 25 plus 9 is less than 25 plus 9. 25 plus 9 is 34, and 34 is less than 49. So this is not acute angle triangle. It's not a acute angle triangle. It is not an acute angle triangle. Now the next option I have is 4 comma 5 comma 6. Now the next option is 4 comma 5 comma 6. It means 4 square plus 5 square should be greater than 6 square. Then 4 square plus 6 square should be greater than 5 square. Then 5 square plus 6 square should be greater than 4 square. This should work. So 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25. So you know that because this, you know that this is 16 plus 25. It is more than 36. This is 16 plus 36 is more than 25. Then this is 25 plus 36 is more than 16. Means this is the answer. This is the answer. So this is the answer, 4 comma 5 comma 6. So what they ask you here, they're asking you the area. They're asking you the area. So if this is scalene triangle having the side called 4, 5 and 6. So what is the area? So if I want the area, so I'll apply the formula root of s minus a into s minus b into s minus c, where s is equal to a plus b plus c by 2. So 5, 10, 15 by 2 means 7.5. Okay, so this is 7.5. So you want the area. So the area would be equal to 7.5 into 7.5 minus 5. That is 2.5. 7.5 minus 4. 7.5 minus 4. That is 3.5. 7.5 minus 6. That is 1.5. So you want the area of this. The area of this. If you take the decimal to total 10,000, this is your decimal. So decimal part 10 to the power 4 in denominator. Now if you see the numerator, 75 is 25 into 3. This is 25 35 is 5 into 7 and 15 is 3 into 5. You can see 25 will come out. 25 will come out. Okay, then 3 and 3 will come out. 3 and 3 will come out. So 25, 3 will come out. Then 5 and 5 is also coming out. What about 7? So this is 100 root 7 you're getting. This is root 7. This is 25 into 15 is 375 divided by 100 root 7. So this is 25 into 15. So 25 into 15 is 375. Okay. You should know 35 into 25 is 875. 45 into 35 is 1575. So this is Vedic maths. So whenever you multiply two numbers, both the numbers are ending with 5 and the difference of the two number is 10. So this is Vedic maths. You can do it like that. 55 into 65 is 3575. 85 into 95 is 8075. So you can do that. Now I can solve. I can write it further. So this is 75 divided by 20. So 75 divided by 20, I can write 15 by 4 root 7. This is the area. 15 by 4, 15 5s are 75, 15 4s are 20. 15 5s are 75 and 5 4s are 20. So 15 by 4 root 7. So that is the answer. Now you can see question number 11. Everyone, please read this question. Now, this question number 11, I believe by this time you would have read the question number 11. So you should know the property that in maths, whenever the product of two variables is constant, if C is constant, if your C is constant, then you should know your A is inversely proportional to B. And if A is inversely proportional to B, then R% increase in A will bring R by 100 plus R into 100% decrease in B, or you can say then R% decrease in A will bring R by 100 minus R into 100% increase in B. Okay, so you should know this relationship. Okay, so now I'll apply that relationship. I can spend time solving this question by assuming some value of R and all. We can do otherwise. This is just a formula based approach. This is the application of ratio. If you watch my videos on ratios, you'll easily understand this concept. Now here the length of rectangle is decreased by R% and the breadth is increased by R plus 5%. To find the value of R. So you know that in the case of rectangle, what is the formula of area of rectangle? You know the formula called area is equal to length into breadth. So when I talk about area is equal to length into breadth. And if I'm saying that length is increasing by some percentage and the breadth is decreasing by some percentage, and this is happening in such a way that the area remain constant, then my logic will apply. This formula will work. Then that if length is decreasing by R%, then your breadth should increase by R by 100 minus R into 100%. But instead of that, here they gave you this value called R plus 5%. That means R by 100 minus R into 100%. That is given to you R plus 5. So you just need to solve it. So 100 R is equal to R plus 5 into 100 minus R. Just solve this. So 100 R is equal to 100 R minus R square plus 500 minus 5 R. So 100 R I can cancel. I can write R square plus 5r minus 500 is equal to 0. So I got a quadratic equation. I can easily solve the quadratic equation. So r square plus 25r minus 20r minus 500 is equal to 0. I know by this time you would be in the position that you know how to solve the quadratic equation and all. So r plus 25 minus 20 into r plus 25 is equal to 0. So r minus 20 into r plus 25 is equal to 0. So the r value you got is 20%. This is your R value. So your R value here is it would be equal to 20%. Fine. Now see the next question. This came in UPSC 2000. So very important, very good question. If a big rectangular plot of area, let me copy this question. So you can see this question. So question is like this: a big rectangular plot of area is given, that is 4320, that is your area, is divided into three square shaped a smaller plot by like something like this. So a big rectangular plot of area 4320 meter square divided into three square shaped smaller plots. So you this is the total area A into B, and what you're doing, you're dividing to three smaller squares by fencing parallel to the smaller side. You're parallel to the smaller side. So you're making three squares, and then you are doing it parallelly. So and this should be square. So this is square means this should be x. Now this should be square means you made three square. This should be x. So these all are x, x, x. Okay, you're done with this. Now, however, some land is still left. So what land left? This part is left. Okay. So as square could not be formed, so three more square shaped plot are formed. Okay. Now you make three more uh, parallel to the longer side. Parallel to the longer side. So now parallel to the longer side, you do means like this. You'll do like this, somewhat like this. You'll do. So longer side such that no area is left. Now no area is left means now this, if this is x, this should be x by 3, this should be x by 3, this should be x by 3. So means this should be x by 3. Now means what is your length? Your length is 3x plus x by 3. Your length is 10x by 3. And what is your breadth? Your breadth is x. And the area is given to you 4320. So area is length into breadth. So 10x by 3 into x is equal to 4320. So I can write this as this is 10x square by 3 is equal to 4320. So x square is equal to 432 into 2. So x square is equal to 4620. So you're multiplying with 3, not with 2. So 432 into 3. So x square is 692. So what is the square root of 1296? That is 36. So you got x. So breadth you got is 36. So what is length? Length is 10 by 3 of x, that is 36. So means that will come to 120 into 36. 1 minute. So means now so your length is 120. Your length is how much? Your length is 120 and your breadth is 36. Simple. Fine. You can see the next question. The following figure contain three squares of the area. They are given 100, 16 and 49. So if you find this, these all are square. If you find their sides, this would be 10, this would be 4, and this would be 7. So the sum of side is 21. Okay. So by how much should the area of middle square is reduced? Okay. So that the total length of PQ should be 19. So this is same. This and this are same. So their sum is 17. Suppose this become x. Now this should be equal to 19. So means x should be equal to 2. So how much it area? What would be this area? Area is 4. Before your area was 16. Now your area become 4. So how much your area got reduced? Your area reduced by 12 meters square. Okay. Now see the next question. LMNOP is a semicircle with center at R and diameter LP. LP is a diameter. So LSR and RQP, LSR, this is Q, this is RQP, this is Q, and RQP are also semicircle with center at T. Okay, their center at T and U, you understand. Okay, so means all are equal, means you understand LT is equal to TR is equal to RU is equal to UP. All are equal. Suppose they are equal to 1, 1, 1, 1. Suppose all are equal to 1, 1, 1. Okay, so that means RP or PR is equal to 2. And suppose all are equal, I hope you can easily understand. So total is total dimension or the total diameter is 4. So you can understand all that. So the ratio of perimeter of LMNOP. So LMNOP. So this is semicircle LMNOP, and the radius of that is 2. So the radius of that is 2. So what is the circumference? Circumference of a semicircle is pi r. So the circumference of this would be 2 pi. Okay, and LSR and LSR QP. LSR. This is LSR. So what is the radius of this? The radius of this is 1. What is the perimeter or circumference of this? That would be 1 pi. What is the radius of this? Radius of this is 1. What is the perimeter of this? That is 1 pi. So LSR QP, that is 1 pi plus 1 pi. So 2 pi by 2 pi. That is nothing but 1:1. Now you can see question number 15. So there's a circle with center O and the radius 4. So there's a circle with center O and the radius is 4. So what is the area of the circle? So the pi r square. So the area of the circle would be 16 pi. Okay, if the area of the shaded region is 14 pi, so means area of the shaded region is 14 pi, means what is the area occupied by shaded part? Area occupied by the shaded part. If I talk in the term of ratio, that is nothing but that is 7 by 8 part. I hope you understand. 7 by 8 part is occupying. You know that this is 2 pi. You know that this is 2 pi. And now if I talk in the term of radial, or if I talk in the term of circular distance, what is the you know that this is 2 pi. So if I talk in the term of circular radian, so you know that shaded portion cover 7 by 8 part. So if I talk in the term of angle, what is the angle occupied by the shaded part? So the angle occupied by the shaded part, if I want to know the angle occupied by the shaded part, that is 7 by 8 part. If I talk in the term of pi, so this should be how much? This is forza, that is 7 by 4 pi. This is the area, this is the angle which is occupied by the shaded part. So what is the angle occupied by this? If this is x, then this would be 90 minus x. I hope you can understand this. And so this is, suppose this is P, this is M. So if I talk about the angle, POM, that is what? What is that angle? So that is 90 minus x, and that is equal to what? So that is equal to a total is 2 pi and minus 7 pi by 4. It means what? 90 minus x is equal to pi by 4. Pi by 4 means 45 degree. So it means this is 45 degrees, so this is also 45 degrees. 45 degree you can write as pi by 4. Right? So you can talk in the term of angle or you can talk in the term of radian. Now this question number 16. A circle of 1 meter radius is drawn inside a square. So this is one. This is one. This becomes a square. This becomes a square. This is A, B, C, D. So this becomes a square. So the area of that would be 1 square minus. You know that in square it is 90 degrees. So this becomes a sector. So the square minus sector. You understand? If you subtract the sector from the square, so you this is this. When you see this, this is a sector. When you see this is a sector. When you see this is a sector. So if I subtract the square, if I subtract the sector from the square, I get the shaded part. So 90 degree, the angle is 90 by 360 into pi 1 square. This is 1 minus pi by 4. That is your answer. Now you can see question number 17. In the circle with radius 5 centimeter, if AB and AC are the two equal chord, so equal chords are equidistant from the center. Anyway, that property is not required here. So the length is given 6 centimeter. So the length of chord BC they ask you. So you know that this is a property in circle that the perpendicular line drawn from the center of the circle on a chord bisect the chord. Okay, so suppose if I imagine I draw a perpendicular line called OP from the center of the circle on this chord, so it will bisect the chord. Suppose this will become X, this become X, and I need to find the chord BC. BC means I have to find 2X. Okay, now you draw this. This become the radius. Radius is 5. Okay. Now what I can do? Now suppose OP. Let OP is equal to A. Let OP is equal to A. Okay. So now this OA is also radius. So the PA will be, then your PA will be 5 minus A. You know that OA is also radius, no? OB is radius, OA is also radius. So I can apply Pythagoras theorem, and if I apply Pythagoras theorem, so I can say 5 square is equal to X square plus A square. Okay. So similarly, I can say if I apply Pythagoras theorem, 6 square is equal to 5 minus A square plus X square. So I can apply Pythagoras theorem. So this is 5 minus A. This is 5 minus A. I can apply Pythagoras theorem here also. Now I can write them. Now I can write this 5 square is equal to A square plus X square. This is 1. Next, 6 square is equal to 5 minus A whole square. 6 square is equal to 5 minus X or 5 minus A whole square plus X square. So this I can write 36 is equal to 5 minus A square plus X square. Similarly, I can write this as 25 is equal to A square plus X square. Now I can equate this. If I add 11 here both sides, it become A square plus X square plus 11. So this is 36 is equal to 5 minus A whole square plus X square. And why I'm adding 11 to the first equation? So that I make it 36. So 36 both sides. So I can say A square plus X square plus 11 is equal to 5 minus A whole square plus X square. X square get cancelled. So I can say A square plus 11. A square plus 11 is equal to 25 plus A square minus 10A. So A square get cancelled. So 10A is equal to 14. So A is equal to 7 by 5. So you got A equal to 7 by 5. So what you need 2x. So you need first x. I can find x. So once I get the value of a, I can find the x. So what is this is 5, this is 7 by 5, and I need x. Okay, so I can find x, so that is 5 square plus 7 by 5 whole square plus x square. So 25 minus 49 by 25 is equal to x square. So this becomes 576 by 25 is equal to x square, because I know the Pythagoras triplet, that is 24, 7 and 25. So that's why I wrote directly 576. So then your x value would be 24 by 5. You need, your x is 24 by 5 and you need 2x. So 2x would be 48 by 5. So your 2x would be 48 by 5. Fine. Now, see this question number 18. Try from yourself. Everyone, question number 18. Now you can see the next question, question number 18. A square whose side is 2 meter has its corners cut away as to form an octagon with uh, all sides equal. Then the length of each side of the octagon in meter is. So you can see this. So suppose this is square. Suppose this is a square and whose side is 2 meter, and what you're doing, you're cutting its corner to get an octagon. So you're cutting its corner to get an octagon. So you know what is octagon. So you know about octagon. So this is octagon. When I talk about octagon, this is octagon. So this is octagon. So how will I get the octagon? So I'll cut this part, this and this. inverted part. Fine. So like this. So I hope you understand this. So the side is, this is 2, and now when I'm cutting, suppose this is A, this will be A. Suppose I cut X and X part everywhere. This will be A, this will be A, this will be A, this is X, this is X, XX part both end I'm cutting. So you can understand that from the diagram you can understand, from this diagram you can understand that A plus 2X is equal to 2. You can understand this, that from the diagram A plus 2X is equal to 2, and you know that this is square. You know that this is square. So if this is square, so the sides are 90 degree to each other. Because this is square, so you can say that A square will be equal to X square plus X square. Means A square will be equal to X square plus X square. Now I can say A square is equal to 2X square. So now what I need here, I need the side of I need, I think what I need, I think I need A here. Then the length of each side. So the length of each side. So I need A. I can write A square by 2 is equal to X square. So I can write X is equal to A by root 2. I can write X is equal to A by root 2. So A plus 2 A by root 2 is equal to 2. So I can say A by root 2A is equal to 2. So if I take A common, so if I take A common, so 1 plus root 2 is equal to 2. So A is equal to 2 by root 2 plus 1. So this is the value of A. So the A is equal to 2 by root 2 plus 1. This is the answer. Okay, so this is the answer. So your answer is A. Your each side of your octagon would be A by root 2 plus 1. That would be each side of your octagon. Fine. So anyone have any doubt on this? Anyone want to ask anything on this? So they're asking the length of each side of octagon. So the length of each side of octagon, if I want, so I want this A, I want this A, I want this A. So the length of each side of octagon, so the length of each side of octagon, the answer for that would be 2 by root 2 plus 1. So answer for this is 2 by root 2 plus 1. Fine. Then the next question you can see. This is the question, next question, question number 19. Okay, this is the question. So in the given figure, all the line segment of the shaded portion are same. All the line segment of the shaded portions are same. Okay, so and they are right angle to each other. Okay, and the same can be cut from the board of the side 10. So 10 centimeter. So means the total area of this is 100. This total area is 100 centimeters square. What is the area of the shaded portion? If you understand this all become a square. Understand this all become a square. Understand this all become a square. And you know that this is 10, this is 1, this is 2. Sorry. Suppose this is X, 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 this is X. All are X. You understand? All are X, 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 X. So you understand that here the 5X is equal to 10. So X is equal to 2. So X is equal to 2. So now you want the shaded portion area. So if you understand there, like when if you join like this, you join like this, you know that the total area is 100. So like this, how many are there? If I remove them, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, like this. There 12 is the total. I think their total is 4, no? So one square area is 4, that total is 100. Just like their total, the 25 you can make like this. Okay, and everyone, so you can understand, you can make 25 into 4, that is 100. And so you can see 12 are those who are outside. So if the inside would be 13 plus 12, 25. So the area of shaded portion would be 13 into 4. That would be 54, 52 square unit. 52 square unit. That would be the area of this shaded portion. So you can see the next question. Consider the figure given below. PQRS is the square with side 1 unit. So you can see this is 1 unit. So this is 1 unit. And Q and R as the center. Find the shaded portion. So if you understand this, so the shaded portion, if you understand this, so imagine if you see this shaded portion, ultimately what is happening, you are getting, ultimately what is happening, you are getting this like this, you are getting like this. So where this is a sector, where if you understand, this is a sector, this is a, you can understand, this is a sector, you can understand, this is a sector, and this is the triangle, this is the triangle, and this is sector, this is right angle triangle, this is the root 2. So this is a sector. So if you subtract the area of sector, if you subtract the area of equilateral triangle from, not the equilateral triangle, sorry, if you subtract the area of right angle triangle from the area of sector, you will get this region, you will get this region, you will get this region, you can join this, you can get this region. So like, so if I like this, so if I do like this, so I'll get this area, I'll get this area. Now if I subtract the triangle from this, so I'll get this portion, I'll get this portion. So that portion area, the shaded portion area is nothing but, that is the area of sector, that is nothing but, that is the area of sector minus the area of a triangle. So the area of sector, 90 degrees angle, so 90 by 360 into pi 1 square minus area of triangle, half into base into height. This is pi by 4 minus 1 by 2. So this I did for 1. So one shaded portion, one end of the shaded portion. So this area, this, if I want this area, so this shaded portion area is, this shaded portion area is pi by 4 minus 1 by 2. Now you know that like this 2 are there, one more is there like this. So if I want this, so the total area would be 2 times of this. This is pi by 2 minus 1. This is the area of it. So I hope you understood this. So this much is the, these all are the most important questions when we talk about when I talk about the concepts related to these all are the one of the very important questions. So if I talk about area and perimeter, if I talk on the concept of area and perimeter, so these are the most important questions what you can expect from the chapter based on area and perimeter. So like this, we make, after this I will do the next question, next exercise where I'll discuss the problems based on volume and the surface area of the solid figure. So there also we'll do a lot of problems like what we did. So this problem what I have done in this chapter called area and perimeter. So I try to cover all the previous year questions of UPSC exam. The idea of doing this is to cover the maximum possible closest approach of the questions which came in UPSC related to area and perimeter chapter till now, so that all the students who are preparing for UPSC CSET exam paper 2, and if they're going through this chapter called area and perimeter, they can be very close to their approach. It's not, the story does not end there. So already I have made 3 videos on or the questions on mensuration, where I have done, I think more than 80-90 problems. You can go through those questions to develop more understanding on this concept. So it's again up to you. So if you do this much also, that is fine. If you really want to do more hard work, you can see more questions like this. So I hope you enjoyed the session. If you like the session, then please click on the like button and please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. With that intention, I will say goodbye to all of you. Thank you everyone. Bye.